Hey, this is Timeless V this morning, and we are playing Minecraft on the PC. And if you enjoy my channel, please like and subscribe. Let's get into it. And last we were building the road back to, actually to the zoo. But I need more stone, so I have to go dig up some more stone. In Minecraft is normally my game where I do more thinking about stuff and just playing because there's no set rules or what have you to it. Just do it. But anyway, check my inventory is full of junk. Let me see. Let's go this way and put this stuff in the box if there's room in the box over here. Yesterday I was on Twitter and I seen someone put a question on there that I thought was interesting, and my thoughts about it was, different than I would expect to think. They put a question on there, and you had to choose one door out of three. One of the doors were you can have your soulmate, have a soulmate. And another door was $1 million, $1 million. And the third choice was you could have a time machine. And so different people were picking different numbers, but I thought about, the different choices that were there, and all of them is kind of have um, scariness to them. I'll put it that way, because when they say soulmate, what do they mean by soulmate? Because there's varying degrees of relationship. Let me let my character sleep. There's varying degrees of relationship why somebody will be together for life, whether they just want not to be alone, or uh, if they're in love with someone and maybe that person is not as much in love with them, or will they continue to be in love with them after time, or different things like that, that can play into the narrative. So that's scary, to um, feel a way about someone and they not feel that way about you, or to be with someone because you don't want to be alone, but still you don't feel that way about, like like you should, about that person. Those are scary thoughts. To go back and to change things in your life, will you make them better or will you make them worse? That's a question that you would have to ask yourself. Will you make things better or worse? Um, so that's a hard thing to just decide, well, I'll do that. Because it's very possible that you would make it worse, or who knows how you would make it. And then there's the $1 million. You can spend it or not spend it, put it in the bank, give it to people, pay your bills, it's just money. So the consequence, I think, and that's probably because I don't have that, it's not as tough of a consequence as it would be the other two choices. So, in that vein of logic, I picked the $1 million because I figure, I could put it in the bank till I figure it out. But there was people who picked soulmate and picked different things. And maybe I think too hard or think too much about stuff because I just thought, that was those other two choices was difficult choices, to make, to think about or what have you. Ooh, that's a big hole. I thought it was just it goes down deep too. But anyway, that was my thought on that. Also, I very much enjoy uh, Nameless Mouse's Sunday program that he has on YouTube. It's a little radio program that he makes. He has, different things he does on there. And he also gives a little folk story sometimes. And I enjoy that because I get to look up new stories. I enjoy stories. Um, and he actually did two stories this week, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. And the story of Saturday was the Snow Woman. And it's a mythological story. It kind of, I don't know, kind of reminds me of Frozen a little bit because it's on the same veins, of a beautiful woman with snow or able to freeze somebody to death with ice breath. I'll put it that way. And I think it's just something that comes from a cold place, where if the place is cold, then that's the logic, or they name cold after this ice princess or ice woman or snow woman. But I enjoyed it. I was able to look at the story in English before he actually talked about it. So I was able to keep up with that one. And then he did a story that was called the Night on the Galactic um, uh, Railroad. And I was able to watch most of it. I need to get back to it, but I was able to watch most of it, and it was about um, well, it's extensive, but it's over an hour. That story he told it shorter, but the story was a little longer. Of course, when it's a video versus someone telling a story. And it was interesting. My theory, I didn't complete it. The theory is there was a young man or young kid who's didn't have many friends, and as the story goes, he had one friend that didn't tease him and didn't make fun of him, um, that he would visit sometimes. And the kid, I believe, and I think the Galactic Railroad has something to do with death. Because in the story, the parts that I saw, he was saying he hopes his mother forgives him, and when his friend was saying, and his friend was saying that he was going to take this train to a certain place, and I know the train passed near a cross, and so at one point in the story, the conductor was asking for tickets, um, and the person who's the story from his perspective, he had a ticket that was a hymn that talked about the cross. I can't remember the name of the hymn right now, but and it, one of their passengers told him, "Well, that ticket's a good ticket. It can take you all the way to the cross." Um, and so I know it had Christian overtones. The story did, and his friend's ticket had a different stop that he was going to, and he wanted to know whether him and his friend was going to be able to go to the same stop. And the guy who was explaining the ticket to him told him, "Well, it can take you anywhere you want to go, this ticket, and it's a good ticket." I think that I have to finish watching the story, but I wonder if he's asleep and he's going to find out that his friend passed away from drowning himself, because he was looking for his friend, but he couldn't find him, and he fell asleep um, in a field, or was laying down in the field looking at the stars, and a train came by, which I think he fell asleep myself. And he found himself on that train. And I mean, that's my guess of how the story will end. I don't know, you know, but I think it's as good as guess as any until I see the end. But I like if I know the story he's going to tell, name is Miles is going to tell on that day that he does his program. If it's in the title or whatever, then I can look it up. Then I am able to um, catch the words like ice, the Snow Queen. I was able to see it before he read it. And so when he would say words that I recognize, I knew what part of the story he was on. Because if he say haha, which is means mother, the guy was taking. I know he took the lady, Ice Queen, Ice Woman. I'm giving her an upgrade. I took the Ice Woman to meet his mother. He didn't know who she was, though, that she was the Ice Woman. But he took her to meet his mother. And so I knew that, and there was different little words that I recognized from my lesson, and seeing the video of the story beforehand helped me to be able to keep up with him and practice some of my words that I knew. So that was good. When I had to look at it afterwards, it's then I kind of missed those words that he, you know, um, miss practicing those words because I have to listen hard to what I can understand, what I cannot understand, and that kind of thing. Then look it up later. I guess I can look it up then back and watch again his video, see how many words I can pick out, and see if I can keep up with the story in that manner. But that's how I do on those stories. It helps me. Also, chat helps me as well. He did a story about I believe it was a samurai who was a expert spearman, and so that was pretty neat because some of the words I could recognize, but the fullness of the story I did not look up. So I enjoy his stories. They're just, sometimes I have to look them up later, you know, to get the full picture of the story. But it helps me with a lot of the words, that I don't know. I always enjoy him very much. He also, as I said before, has a Dear Abby column. I don't think I'm brave enough to submit something to that. They also talk about things in general, like they'll talk about video games and anime and stuff like that, which is interesting. I'm beginning to understand more stuff of the video games. I was watching this two girls play Metal Gear Solid. It's the um, 4, I believe it is, and I got 4. I just did not. Well, I just took the plastic off of it, and it's on my PS4. I plan on playing it someday, not for my channel because I'd have to hook it up to my capture card, and the capture card is kind of finicky. Sometimes it'll act a fool on me, so I'll probably just play it to myself to see what it's like. But there's two girls this playing it, or one of the girls is playing, and the other girl just talks while they play. And they are a very amusing duo. I can't remember their names that well. I know one of them's name is Bird. They tickle me. They're funny. So I watched that, and that's some VTubers that my son discovered on there that he likes to watch. So I watch it with him. Most of the time we don't click on the ones that we like to watch, but they're funny. Also watched a little bit of Virtual Granny. I think it takes a bit of getting used to, you know. The new V. think it's a new VTuber. I've never seen her before. But she has shorts. Her voice sounds very familiar, you know. But I'm not gonna venture to guess who that is. But I enjoy the wacky way YouTuber does their deal. Also found my older son sent me a link to a program because I sometimes I like to make I call it art, you know, that I will take my avatar and place her onto a background and add words to that background and stuff like that, you know, of whatever I'm thinking about or whatever, you know, I will do that. And I don't feel comfortable sharing it because of the backgrounds were taken from just the internet, and they're not really pictures I've taken. But he showed me a program that's on the internet. And sent me a link to it where you can tell a computer to generate images for you, and you can download the image and use it. So that's pretty good. We were kind of playing with it, and those images I can use because they're just generated images, you know, without someone actually owning them. So I may be able to make my art with that, like when I want to make different cards, Christmas cards or birthday cards or different things like that. I can make them on there. Or just a fun little story card. I call them cards, but they just look little scenes. I need to start putting stuff on my Instagram and stuff like that as well. Because I don't usually put stuff on there. But that will make it easier, although it will be just a tad more time consuming because I have to make the backgrounds and cut off, you know, take pictures of V and pictures myself and do it like that. But altogether, it just give me more stuff to share, you know, and I'm more able to express what's on my mind, you know, with the little pictures or what have you. Without getting in trouble with using somebody else's art. So that'll be fun. But take time to do it anyway. The two VTubers that I was watching on yesterday. Um, yeah, one's name is Bird, but I can't remember the other her partner's name on the video. I can't remember her name, but it's a girl with blue. There's a girl with blue hair and a girl with um, blonde hair, and they remind me of this. These ones that uh, there's an anime with the same type dynamic, and they're always using different props popping up and stuff like that. They kind of remind me of those two a little bit, but they just think Mr. Kojima is just everything, boy. They really like Mr. Kojima, and it tickles me, because they be talking about him because they're big Metal Gear Solid fans. And so they'll talk about him and his game and the different things about it, conspiracy theories and all kind of just having a little nerd fest, I guess you would call it. But I enjoyed listening to him. I thought it was funny. I think you probably would get a kick out of just hearing his name over and over and over. I haven't played mine as of yet. I had it for a little time now. I haven't played my Metal Gear Solid yet. Metal Gear Solid 4 is what I have. And so far, I have not played it. But Snake is an old man in that one, which is, he has some kind of sickness that aged him, made him older, which I thought was funny. I don't know if he made that disease. I think he probably did make that disease up or what have you. But all the rest of the characters were still young. To be honest, that is life. That is life in a nutshell. You get older. Except my, I don't know what it was. Must have been that. Yeah, that's life. So I guess he could have said his sickness that he was getting had was old age. I'll say that. I can remember, well, Saturday I watched one show that's called Teal, about the death of this teenager named Emmett Till. It was sad. It was a sad story. I already heard that story before, um, but it just kind of reminds you of the sad condition of, and I'm not gonna even say this the country that I live in, but this world, you know, because hatred spans whether it's racial hatred or it spans more than just one race, but it's just a poison in the world, you know. And it was a sad story, indifference and just thinking about how someone could hate someone that much just 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 because of the color of their skin or whatever. And I'm not gonna talk about it because it's bugs me. It's a type of story that I don't care to watch, but it's something if you don't watch and don't understand, you will forget. And I don't know about you, or you'll be lulled into thinking it does not exist anymore when it's still a way of thinking. There was a law that they were trying to get passed from uh, the 1960s. It just passed last year and make it a federal crime to lynch someone. Now, why would that even be a hassle to pass? You would think it would pass right away. But it took all the way to Biden signed it into a law. Um, President Biden signed it into a law this year. I mean, not this year, but the year that just passed. This is January, so wasn't that long ago. But to think about, just think about it, you know, because sometimes people are afraid, well, it that law just benefits such and such a race when it benefits anybody that's lynched. Anybody. Because it's a equal opportunity hate crime. You know, don't necessarily have to be um, African American or of Jewish descent or what have you, but it's an equal opportunity hate, you know. And so that was interesting. It's not something that I guess if things like that don't upset you, then you know you have grown cold and unfeeling. So that's understandable. There's something that stories like that would upset you. So the question is, does it upset you enough to see things change? And that's my rant for that particular subject. Because they will let you know that hatred is still alive and well. Anyway, watching different stuff on there. I'm gonna finish watching that story probably today of the Galactic, uh, the night on the Galactic Railroad, just to see if my theory is right on the ending of that particular show. I want to watch the end of it today, maybe if I get a chance. I also promised someone I'd take them shopping as well and different other little things on the agenda. So we will see. Well, I will see. My oldest son wanted me to think about what we're gonna do on the trip when we go to Japan. Wanted to talk about that. He very much wants to see cherry blossom in Japan, but we will be going after cherry blossom season. So he ain't gonna see no cherry blossoms. Not in June. I think they're all gone. But we will go to Akihabara and Skytree, different things like that. I don't know even how many different things like that I want to go visit. Just those two is in my mind right now, though. And Kabuki Theater, of course. I want to see that. I want to see it. Just ironing out the details. I have to do that. So all in all, I don't have that much time for preparing and deciding and different things like that for my trip. Time is just moving on. Not to mention, we have to not pack a whole lot into it because don't want to cause my youngest one's issues with his back more than he has. So we'll see. I think that's why when we get there, we'll rest and then do the things that he wants to do first, in case he don't want to do none of the rest of that stuff. You know. And I put my stuff, my only thing I still have on my list as far as going trying to find some stuff. Nameless Mouse's merchandise, and then Kabuki. Although Skytree, my youngest son wanted to also see Skytree. I don't know exactly what is there, that he wants to see, but I want to get some Mouse merch. And looking at the maps that I mapped out, I see it, you pass through Hockey Harbor to get to, if I'm remembering right, to get to Sky Tree area. You gotta pass through it. Keep going, but you pass through it, and it will take you near going to that area where Sky Tree is. Or Tokyo Tower. I am excited about getting to go on a trip. One of my friends said take plenty of pictures so that I don't have to go. I could just Photoshop. That tickled me. They want to take a trip to Jerusalem someday. I'm mixed emotion about it. Sometimes I think about it. Sometimes I think that the trip would be a bit much. But I guess it's no worse than, taking, well, if I go to Japan, it's just me and my sons when they're born. I have things in my mind that I'm contemplating that I'm not really going to talk about here. But it's just things that I think about in my mind and stuff. Oh, I'm almost right there. You know, this is a question that I pose, and listeners can think about it. No, they don't have to answer me or anything, but this is a question I pose. Is it more important to make people happy or to make yourself happy? And if you say make people happy, how long should you sacrifice you being happy? Weird beats. I think that's my foxes making that noise. But how long should you sacrifice you being happy? For a lifetime? Or what? I mean, where would that be with you if you say make others happy? I mean, it's just a question. Anyway, I asked the question because I don't even know the answer myself. And all the animals making noise in the zoo. It's lighted over that way. The town. I'm gonna say C, which is the easier road to take. Those foxes is eating those berry bushes I planted in there. Okay. Sometimes you can meet people that you feel like you've known them forever. You haven't really known them forever. And it's hard. Like almost if there was such a thing as another lifetime, which is not a promise. If there was such a thing, you have had to have known them in another lifetime. Of course, that is not. I don't believe that you get myself. I don't believe that you get uh, but one life to live. So you have to do your best with it. There was a movie that I watched one time that was like that though. That uh, people were similar to superheroes or something like that, and they were it was a husband and wife or something like that, and they was when they died, would get ready to die, they would say, "Oh, I will find you. I will find you." And the story, I remember that. And so they would look to find each other again when they would come back to life again. It was an interesting story. So I guess the concept of feeling um, is not unique. Being real, I don't know. But being a true feeling, I'm gonna leave that like that. I don't know why that song is in my head. Some people are made for each other. Some people can love one another for life. How about us? But I'm gonna have to make a enclosure for the llamas. I am still wondering in my mind whatever made me make the dogs um, peel out of dirt. Don't even make sense to me. Well, I guess you say wolves because they are wolves. I guess this is the bamboo forest zoo. Let's see. No. I close this in right here into just a little shelter thing. Since I don't seem to be taking this down. Well, I think I've done my time and talked myself out too much. So I'm going to get ready to end this. I'll finish this crazy looking something like a house next time I play. Just an enclosure, really. A shelter. I know, said I was stopping. This one goes. Alright, this is wrong. This goes out to here. It's a commercial. I think it's State Farm, maybe, or some kind of commercial that has to do with insurance. And the lady walks into the room where her husband is talking to someone on the phone. And oh, it is State Farm. And she said, "Who are you talking to?" She was jealous. And he said, "Jake from State Farm." He says she snatched the phone. She said, "Hello, Jake from State Farm," with quotation marks in her on her hand, making quotation marks. And so I forget what Jake from State Farm said. She said, "And she sounds hideous." Still jealous. And she sounds hideous. I don't know. It's just what I think about this house. And it looks hideous. The thing about it, guys, I can't build for so long on this house because I'm almost out of stone. Whoa. It's a temporary. I use, I used up all my pickaxes. All right, I'm gonna stop here. Stop the video here. And this has been Timeless V. If you enjoy my channel, please like and subscribe. And if you like to leave comments, you're welcome to do so. I will read them. And with all that said, I am seriously out of here. Okay, I'm out of here. Bye bye.